Hello subscribers, here is another review, and this time we will be taking a look at the Schleich 2020 Postosuchus. Now, the promotional images for this figure, it made it look quite frightening. Thankfully, the figure in hand doesn't look like that, but it's still far from one of Schleich's best figures. But I don't think it's terrible looking though. But of course, there's always going to be that one Schleich figure that has scientific accuracy issues. Like, this thing isn't super inaccurate either. Like, as you can see, the skull right there, it's recognizable as a Postosuchus. So is, the osteoderms on the back. But Postosuchus is now known to be bipedal, like many theropod dinosaurs that lived much later than Postosuchus. Of course, this quadrupedal pose is most likely inspired by the Walking with Dinosaurs Postosuchus. And also, the limbs seem to be quite thin. I just wish they made them a bit beefier, especially the arms. Now, of course, the detailing, it's pretty good for a figure of this size. The figure is quite small, actually. I'd say around the same size as the Safari Postosuchus. Like, it's good. It's not as good as, say, the Baryonyx that was also released in 2020 by Schleich. So, see, the teeth are actually pretty well painted. I really don't see any slops. Like, if they could do this with a small figure like this Postosuchus, I'm pretty sure they could, do well painted teeth with their larger figures. So that's about it for the detailing. The colors of this figure are just another thing I don't like about this figure. Like, these colors aren't really appealing because you just got this bone white for the underbelly, which is basically the main color of this figure. Then you got the swampy green, which starts at the top of the head, and it goes down the tail. Thankfully, it goes down the tail, because, Mattel always forgets to continue the striping all the way down the tail, which is just plain lazy. I don't know, maybe if the green were to go, like, down here, and they added, like, some dark brown or black striping, then I could say it would have looked a bit cooler. But see, the eye is strangely gold, which is, an odd color to put for an eye, but it doesn't really look too bad, though. So, the overall aesthetic of this figure, the pose looks quite natural. It seems like this animal could just start walking, and I say the detailing is good enough for a Postosuchus figure of this size. I just wish that the colors could have been better, because this is probably one of the ugliest colors I've seen on a dinosaur figure, or a prehistoric animal figure. Now it's comparison time. So, we've got the Schleich Postosuchus next to 4 other Schleich figures, and to me, I think the Postosuchus really isn't that compatible with the Dunkleosteus, the Giganotosaurus, and the Baryonyx, because the detailing isn't quite as good as these 3. I think the Postosuchus is more compatible with the Spinosaurus, because they both seem to have the same amount of details on them. Here is the Safari OTD Postosuchus, and see, they have similar poses, but this one has a much better color scheme in my opinion, and a better sculpt. I mean, like, this one is quadrupedal too instead of bipedal, but I think at the time this was made, the bipedal Postosuchus was not known yet. So, size-wise, I'd say the Safari one is a bit larger. So let's also bring in the Safari Postosuchus. As you can see, the Postosuchus is obviously larger with more details. I'd say they're all quite compatible with each other. They all kind of have like this earthy sand color tone to them. Here's a cool comparison. Here's the Safari Coelophysis, another Triassic animal. And Triassic animals are actually quite rare in toy form. The Triassic animal we seem to mostly get is a Postosuchus. Hopefully in the future some other company makes more Triassic animals, preferably Placerias or Symbospondylus. Here is the Schleich Postosuchus next to the Collectae Minizafactinus. So that's about it for my review on the Schleich 2020 Postosuchus. And so, final thoughts. Like, I'm not unhappy with this thing. Like, I can still tolerate it. Like, like I said, the two issues I could have fixed is I would have made the limbs a bit beefier, and then could have gave this figure like a cooler color scheme. Overall, it's not a bad figure. The detailing is pretty good. Actually, you know, when I first bought this, I was actually looking at him and holding him quite a bit, actually. At least it's still recognizable as a Postosuchus. So, if I had to give him a rating, I'd say I'd give him probably a 6.5 out of 10. And I think it's mainly just the color scheme that's bringing him down. So yeah, I'd say 6.5 is good enough for this thing. So, if you guys like this review, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.